to the analysis of A Silent Song and Other Stories, an anthology of short stories edited by Godwin Siundu. Today we are moving on to the next short story called Talking Money. Talking Money by Stanley Gazemba, all the way from Kakamega, Kenya. It's an interesting tale you don't want to miss out. My name is Edwin Nyongesa. If you like this content and you want to receive more of such content, please subscribe so that we can push this channel to the next level. Let's dive right in. Now, Talking Money is an interesting tale on belief in social superstition, greed for excessive or even excessive love for money, and also the need to heed advice. It's a story about our main character called Mukidanyi. This is a very obstinate, hard-headed cattle trader, and he listens to no one in his quest to sell his land to the gallows. So we have the main character called Mukidanyi who wants to sell his land, but he does not want to be advised. He does not want any form of counsel from his wife, from his brothers, and so on. In fact, he dismisses his two brothers, Ngosewe and Agoya, very angrily. And their only mistake is that they had come to offer him counsel. Even the neighbors who had gathered on the path outside their compound, they are surprised. They shake their heads as they retreat back to their various, their own compounds. Then Mukidanyi's wife, called Ronika, tries to plead with him. Later on, she tries to plead with him to consider what his brothers had said, saying maybe he needed to rethink the ordeal of selling the land, that he should maybe even lease it out for a couple of years before he considers selling it. And from here we gather something. Ronika, that is the wife to Mukidanyi, says, she reminds him that they even didn't know the people that they are selling the land to, that is the gallows. She tells him that no one does business with the gallows in the village. There's no one who does business with the gallows because their money is not good and they don't know where they actually get that money. Now, instead of weighing in what his wife tells him, he reaches out for his hippo-wide whip, for a whip made from hippo skin or something, and then flogs Ronika. So, of course, this points to cruelty and wife battering. It does not even stop there. After waiting for gallows, because he does not want to listen to the advice. And remember, I've been told that the gallows do not do business with any other person in the village, and that their money is not good money, and because people don't know where they get their money. So there are question marks, the point of social superstition, which I highlighted or which I mentioned in the beginning. So eventually the gallows show up to purchase the land. And then, of course, Mukidanyi expected that there's going to be a long tussle, pushing, pulling. But out of the blues, he quotes 500,000 shillings as the price for that piece of land. And the gallo, and that is gallo, does not negotiate. He's handed 500,000 shillings in a briefcase. He was shocked because he had expected that they'll push and pull maybe to half the figure, maybe say 250,000 and thereabout. So paperwork had to be done. Where Mukidanyi is made to sign on a piece of paper, but he had never been to school. Ignorance. He has never been to school because he had played truant. When his father tried to make him go to school, he would jump over the fence, run away, and go to play Simbi with his friends and all that. So instead, he was forced to use his thumb as authorization of having sold that parcel of land, that part of his land. When he's given the money in a briefcase, to emphasize on ignorance, he does not even count the money, saying that he believes or he trusts Gallo. So he does not count that particular money. He just receives the briefcase, sits there flabbergasted, he's confused in thoughts. He has never handled such huge amount of money. That points towards ignorance. He never went to school and he cannot sign because he is completely illiterate. In the middle of the night, where the author, the writer, is telling us this, Stanley Gazemba is telling us that it's the hour of the witches. Mukidani is woken up by voices, supposedly from the briefcase that he had chained on the bedpost. The briefcase with the money that he received from Gallo is talking, social superstition. In fact, this is what the briefcase, the voice from the briefcase supposedly says, "This place is nice. I like it very much." And Mukidani is frozen in bed as he listens to that strange voice with his wife, Ronika. And Ronika tells Mukidani that the voice were Viganda, evil spirits. They were belong to evil spirits called Viganda in Maragoli. She uses Mukidani's confusion as an opportunity to taunt him, especially because he had given her a beating the previous day. And indeed, she had also tried to warn him against the gallows, and he didn't heed to her advice, not even to his brother's advice. So she, that's Ronika, forces Mukidani to return the briefcase to the gallows at night. So he'd walk at night with the briefcase, which seemed very heavy, and the distance seemed very long. But eventually he arrives at the gallows and tells Gallo that he'd changed his mind about selling the land, and tossing off the briefcase uh, back to Gallo, he takes off. He runs back home. Probably he has learned his lesson. So that is Talking Money. It's a very short, sweet story, which, in summary, tackles belief in social superstition, greed or excessive love for money, as well as the need to heed advice. KCSE, possible KCSE questions from Talking Money. Number one, ignorance is no bliss. Basing your argument on Stanley Gazemba's Talking Money, write an essay. Ignorance is no bliss. There's some noise, so let me repeat. I'm sitting around chicken here. So, ignorance is no bliss. Basing your argument on Stanley Gazemba's Talking Money, write your essay. Number two, troublemakers make trouble for themselves. Troublemakers make trouble for themselves. Then you write your essay. Then lastly, number three, failure to heed advice results to unprecedented problems. Then you write your essay, drawing your illustration from Talking Money. Now, when you are asked such a question, please, on ignorance is no bliss, sometimes ignorance can bring you unpleasant results. That's what it means. Ignorance can bring you unpleasant results. You can imagine what happens to Mukidani, how he's shocked, how he's afraid at night, the shock that he gets when he realizes that he's been conned, and then having to take the briefcase with Viganda back to Gallows, the long journey, running back home, the inconveniences caused as a result of his ignorance. He could not even sign on a piece of paper for the sale of the land and all that. And then troublemakers make trouble for themselves. This means people who like quoting problems, like Mukidani, never listens to advice, beats up his wife, chases away his two brothers who come to give him counsel. Eventually, it backfires on him because the money that he had been given is not good money. It is actually token money, and it belongs to Viganda, and he had to return the money at night. And then failure to heed advice is the same results. So you write this essay, you base your illustrations on this particular short story. That is it for today. If you like this content, please subscribe to this channel so that you can push it to the next level. Until next time, it is bye.